Hi guys, Mike back again with another channel slash hobby update. So at the moment I was just going through my box of stuff to see what I had, to see what I'm doing, and just thought as I'm packing it away, I thought I'll just show you what I've got to paint, what I'm still doing with my hobby type stuff, etc, etc. So just a few tentative plans, etc. So I keep everything in this big box. I did buy the Space Marine Strike Force a while ago and built things for my Death Watch army rather than my Death Guard army. But I kept the box because it's really big and I just keep all my stuff in it. So we're going to just put things back in the box as we go through them. So there is the box. Let me just go and shut that window a second because there's someone trimming a hedge. Dead air. I know I'm not saying anything. Probably should have cut that, but there we go. Okay, so I'm going to start putting everything back in the box and see what we've got to paint, what we've got left to do. So we have got some spruage. This is from the Overkill box set for Death Watch. Now I am still interested in Death Watch. I do like the Death Watch army, and I'm sort of got a few things to paint. Just as a little aside, I will show you my Death Watch army. So let me open the cupboard so there's no glare. So we've got quite a bit going on with Death Watch actually. A couple of Contemptors, Drop Pod, Terminator Squad, some kill teams, kind of HQ choices over here, and then down below, Land Raider, 3 Razorbacks, got Garrow, and 3 characters so far from Overkill, so I've got a few more to paint. But yeah, I just like. I mean, I'm not intended to play with Death Watch necessarily, but I do like the models, and I like the colour scheme, paint schemes, and stuff. So so I will actually finish those. So I think there are 11 characters from the Overkill box set, and I've done 3, so 8 to go. And I've also got the Watchmaster, which is I've had for a long time, but just not got around to painting him. And then I've got the Death Watch upgrade sprues. So some of these have been used more than others. So I've got a few of those left. So, but I'll just keep them in the box. I will get round to doing them at some point. Excuse me. And I've also got the front plate as well for another Rhino Razorback. I wanted 4 Rhino Razorbacks in my kind of Death Watch army, so I will pick up another one at some point to use this front plate. So that's all the Death Watch stuff, and then predominantly in this box is all my Death Guard stuff. So I shall go through bits just to show you. So we've got sprues for Cataphracti Terminators, so I've got a 5-man Cataphracti squad that I want to paint up, and then these are just sort of, I've lumped these together, each sort of 3 sprues equals a 10-man squad. So I've got a squad of Mark IVs. You'll see bits missing because I've used some bits. So a squad of Mark IVs, so 10-man. And we've got a squad of Mark IIIs. And again, I've used some bits just as I've been doing things. And another squad of Mark IIIs. So, but again, used a lot of legs here. So that's that. So they're going to be predominantly for my heavy support, which I've actually finished now, for now. Some veteran tacticals and support squads. So that's the idea there. Then what have we got then? So I mean, I haven't got a huge amount left really for Death Guard. So what have we got? Let me have a look. Try and do this in some sort of order. I picked up the Cataphracti Special Weapons upgrade set. So I'll see what I can do with my Cataphracti squad to maybe use some of these weapons instead. So we've got that. Then we've got a Death Guard Contemptor Dreadnought. So this is the specific one from Forge World. This is going to be my Quartus Contemptor, and I am going to fit him out with, what have we got? Trying to find the bits for him. So he's going to go for the Missile Pod, so Havoc Launcher, and Assault Claw, and the Chain Fist, which is basically another Assault Claw. So, but I just think it looks cool. So that's that. So that'll be one little project, the Quartus Contemptor. Then I've got, to go with the plastic spruage, I'm going to use the Death Guard Legion upgrade sets, the torsos, to make veteran tacticals. So I've got 2 packs of... So I need 1 more pack because there's going to be 14 of them in total. So I need 1 more pack of those to use the bodies. And I'll also use the heads. And alongside the heads, because it's all Mark III, I've just got my some Mark III Death Guard shoulder pads. And just some ones I had from previously. So I've got plenty of Mark III shoulder pads to go with those. So that's that section. Then I picked up the Space Marine Mark III command set, which has got a banner bearer and another chappie in there. So some really cool posing there. So I mean, I predominantly wanted the banner so I could use one of my cool Death Watch decals on the banner. So I mean, they don't actually fit very well because the decals are kind of rectangle in shape and the banner is got a pointy bottom. So we'll see how they fit anyway, but we're going to go for that. So command squad there, like I say, predominantly for the banner. And I also got the Legion Mark III command squad upgrade. So for the basically for the backpacks, but I got some cool heads too. So I mean, I'll use them for something. Might use them for veteran tacticals. Might use them to make some more chosen for my Mark III commands. But we'll see. So anyway, just thought I'd pick that up because it'd probably be useful. So that's that. Got just a big bag of bits. So this is my 30k bits bag, as it were. I haven't felt the need to kind of separate it all out because there's not a huge amount in there with regard bits, you know. So so that's that anyway. What else have we got? We've got, right, for support squadage, I'm going to do another flamer set because I've got the, I don't know where I got these from, or clearly from Forge World, but I don't know when I got them. But I got flamers, so I'm going to do another flamer support squad. And I will also do a rotor cannon squad. And there is another packet of rotor cannons somewhere. So the thing with my Death Guard Legion is that I'm doing squads of 7, which obviously necessitates 7 weapons. So, and as they sell them in packs of 5, I had to buy 2, so I'll have 3 left over, which is the case. In this bag you can see, so I've got some las cannons left over and auto cannons left over. There's bits left over, so you know, but they'll come in handy maybe one day. So yeah, 2 lots of rotor cannons, so we can do a rotor cannon squad. Then picked up cataphracti shoulder pads. I say picked up, I mean I've had all this stuff for quite some time, but again, to go with my cataphracti squad and my cataphracti special weapon upgrade, I'll use the cataphracti shoulder pads. And then just got the power scythes from the Death Guard. Obviously they are Legion specific. Basically any character that can take a power fist can take a scythe instead. So you get the arms and you get the scythes. So they're cool. So I'll add them sporadically. Excuse me. Add them sporadically throughout the army. And I've just got bases. So they're all the bases for everything I've got left to build, including the Death Watch stuff. Got my Death Shroud. And those of you that have watched the previous video will see that I've got some recast ones in there too. So I'm going to kind of do a comparison at some point where I will put them together, paint them, and see what's what. Should just add actually, I did a couple of videos ago. I did a video just comparing and contrasting Forge World versus Forgery World, which I have to give the credit to Callum for that one. He came out with that off the cuff, and I thought it was brilliant. Forge World versus Forgery World. I think that was inspired. But yeah, so I didn't come up with that. But yeah, I'm not advocating the use of recasts. I am just putting information out there. It's you know, because we don't speak about it doesn't mean it's not happening. And I think it's an interesting aspect to the hobby where it's really interesting with the video I put out, because I've had a fair few comments on the video, but I've had lots and lots of private messages. yeah, really kind of going for it. You know, calling me all sorts of things. Scum of the earth. I got called scum of the earth for talking about recasts. So yeah, they go and do it on a private message, which is fine. You know, I'm open for a right to reply, and I think YouTube is a good forum for conversation and chat, to be honest. And this is an unfortunate part of the hobby. You know, where there are high ticket, high value items. Which these are. I mean, for example, these Death Guard Death Shroud are £50, and you can pick a squad of recast Death Shroud up for 16 quid. So, I mean, clearly there's a huge price difference. And my question is there a huge quality difference? I mean, personally, I prefer the real stuff. As you can see in my box of tricks, I'm not keen on the recasts, but I understand why people might buy recasts. It's a huge market in China. I mean, it's almost it's almost an accepted part of Chinese culture that you can buy fake stuff, and it's, you know, it's seemingly just one of those things. But like I say, I'm not advocating the use of recasts. I'm just saying they're out there, and how does it affect our hobby? So yeah, I mean, you know, I'm all for debate and passion, but you know, well, I don't mind. I've got broad shoulders. I don't mind being called scum of the earth. So I used to work in the prison service, so I've been called worse. So anyway, so yes, I shall do another video on the recast stuff once I've built them and painted them. And then I spent a very enjoyable couple of evenings putting legs on bases. I wasn't sure what to build next at some point, and I decided just to glue legs on bases because I know I'm going to need legs on bases. So I did them in squads of 7. So this is a veteran tactical squad, all Mark III. Then we've got another veteran tactical squad, again, all Mark III. So I used cork and sand and, like I say, just glued legs on bases because you always need legs on bases. Then I did these are the legs for my Flamer squad, and these are the legs for my Rotor Cannon squad. So that's it. So that's the box of stuff. So not too much in the box, at least anyway. We have also got a Fellblade pending. Mr. Leaky Cheese over at Leaky Cheese did a very comprehensive build guide of his excuse me, of his Forge World Fellblade, and I picked one up too, and it's a beautiful kit. So I'm gonna build that at some point. I've also got Mortarion. We've got, let me just show you. So we've got Horus Heresy Mortarion. I kind of forget I've got him, but he's the main man, obviously. So he will get painted at some point. So I'm looking forward to painting him up. So that's him. So that's pretty much it, Death Guard wise. I also, though, should just mention, I picked these up just for something a bit different to do. Never had Chaos Terminators before, but I love this arm. But what my plan is, I want to make a Terminator squad. Those of you that are familiar with the Horus Heresy series, there is a character in the Horus Heresy series, part of the Death Guard Legion, called Ignatius Grolgor, who is a commander of one of the companies of the Death Guard. And him and Garrow come to blows, and basically Grolgor becomes tainted by chaos. So I wanted to build Grolgor's squad. So what I'm going to do is I picked up the Chaos Terminators, which I can use, and I also picked up the Nurgle Death Guard Terminator upgrade from Forge World, which has got some brilliant. You'll see you get 5 bodies, 5 torsos with heads all built in, and you get the shoulder pads as well. So I'm going to put these on these and use bits from this, just to sort of see what I can come up with and make Ignatius Grolgor's squad, basically, you know, just a 5-man Terminator squad. So yeah, excited about that. So that'll be something really different. So that's about it from a kind of Death Guard perspective. That's pretty much what I've got going on. I made a new book. I bought this book. This is my new list of things to paint. I did have a bit of paper, but I've got just making lists and writing army lists and things I've got to paint and all that sort of stuff. So just as a little aside, just so you know, if you care, that is, you know. But so yeah, I've got what have I got? So I've got some Spectre operations plans there, and I've got some still Defenders of the Realm, which is a board game that I'm painting miniatures up from. Got a couple of models from AVP to paint. Project Z. It's taken a massive back burner, but you know, keeping a record of it. Did still pick up some Age of Sigmar stuff that I've not really painted, so might get back into that at some point. Then I got my Death Watch stuff. 40k Blood Angels. Blood Angels have taken a huge back seat, seeing as you know, they're my first love. But I've not really got much left, actually. I mean, I've got 5 squads of Death Company, 5-man squads, and my Acheron, my Cerastus Knight Acheron, which I am considering turning into a Death Guard Acheron. It'd be Legio Mortis, and then I might well assign it to my Death Guard Legion rather than my Blood Angels army. So we'll see how that goes. And again, I've still got 40k Death Guard stuff. Again, just picked up from the Dark Imperium. Bought some of the characters. These are the sort of ones that I wanted to pick up in conjunction with it, but haven't got those. But the 40k Death Guard stuff is really where my heart is at the moment. I'm really enjoying painting it. So that's it, yeah. I'm really enjoying painting the Death Guard stuff. And I mean, yeah, I'm kind of seeing an end in sight, really. Because like I say, I haven't got a huge amount left. Like I say, squad of rotor cannons, squad of flamers, 2 veteran tactical squads, Contemptor, command squad, Ignatius Grolgor's squad that I just spoke about, a Fellblade, Death Shroud, Mortarion. I mean, it's not a huge amount of stuff. Not for me. I mean, the way I used to be, I mean, I'd have piles and piles and piles of stuff just stacked up everywhere. So I'm really kind of trying to rein it in a bit and just paint what I want to paint, have a nice collection, have a usable force, but not feeling the need to buy absolutely everything, which my wife's very pleased about, actually. You might might wonder, but yeah. So that's my new little book, just to keep record of what's going on in my hobby life. Oh, I need to show you this. Picked up this. Went to an event in Cardiff called Crusade. It's basically a war game show. Quite a small one, actually. It was smaller this year than it was last year. But, you know, good stuff, great stuff. But I picked this up. This is amazing. This is for Dead Man's Hand. This is one of the rogues, and it's the Professor and the Time Machine. It's the DeLorean from Back to the Future. So basically, this is like a new character. Within Dead Man's Hand, there are the rogue characters, which are single miniatures who've got special abilities like leaders and you know, for particular scenarios and stuff. So this is clearly, obviously, it's Doc Brown from Back to the Future, and he's got his DeLorean there covered in a tarp, you know, sort of behind a shed. So it's from Back to the Future 3, obviously. So, but it's just so cool. I saw it. I mean, it's been out for a while, but I saw it. It's not really been available anywhere. But Great Escape Games, who produce Dead Man's Hand, were at Crusade, so had to pick it up. 15 quid. So you get his little rule sheet. You get a card for him, and you get you get a couple of cards just to kind of give his stats and stuff. And then you get the miniatures. Really nice. I'm really chuffed with them. So you get Doc Brown. So he's cool. He'll paint up nice. And then you get the DeLorean, which is a single cast resin chunk. So totally covered in tarp that side, and not so much on this side. But that's just so sweet. It's just a lovely, lovely model. And it's not going to take up much painting, really, because I've only got like the back, the rear of it, and like back quarter to paint of this DeLorean. And the rest of it's tarp and a bit of ground. But I just love it. It's just such a sweet model. So I was really chuffed with that purchase at Crusade. So yeah. So that's pretty much what I've got going on at the moment. Lots of Death Guard. So apologies to those of you who aren't keen on that, because that's what the channel is producing at the moment. I do get the odd query about, well, no, actually, I get more than the odd query. I get quite a lot of queries, actually, about HMS Victory. Should we go for it? Should we have a look? It's still there. It's still there, and it hasn't been touched. So those of you that are familiar with the series, I've got a playlist about my HMS Victory build. It is a D'Agostini kit, weekly part work. I've got all the bits now. I've got all the issues. 120 issues in total. I have finished up to and including issue 80, and it's looking. You know, fair play. It looks pretty good, but yeah, I'm not feeling it. I can't get into it at the moment. So I will start it again. I mean, I thought I'd commit to, you know, just concentrating on that. And I think once I finish my Death Guard, I think my Death Guard is going to take up most of this year. I don't see myself getting anything else for it, although I know, appreciate that's famous last words. Everything I own currently is what I want for it. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I think once a Death Guard are finished, I might kind of think to get back into the Victory. So we'll see. Anyway, lots more coming, I think. Lots of Death Guard stuff. I'll paint the Dead Man's Hand stuff. What else have I done? At Crusade as well, should also mention, I picked up this game, Gloom Haven. Again, those of you that aren't aware, was a Kickstarter a couple of years ago, and they did a second print run of it. Really popular. It's like an RPG in a box, basically, that you can play on. You can play solo or with others. It just looks amazing. So I am going to do a kind of unboxing of that, have a look at that. And there's going to be some content about Gloom Haven coming up too, for those of you that are interested in the board game stuff. I think that's it. Right, this video is knocking on now, so I'm going to stop. And I will catch you all in the next one. Cheers, guys.